All right. All right. Welcome to day 18 of the second 40-day fast. Day 18 of the second 40-day fast. And today is Thursday, March 15, 2012. Thursday, March 15, 2012. And we are reading verse 18 on Colossians. From 17, from yesterday, I want to read that from and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. All right? So, to continue, we're doing this fast to learn how to open our minds, to the first employment of the Word. The Word was first in the heart and in the mind of God. Then he brought it forth, and that's his Son. You know that every time you speak, a word is born. Every time you speak, there's the Trinity that is involved. There's the soul that is invisible. Nobody knows your soul really. Until you speak, then people understand what's inside of your spirit. Your spirit is invisible. You understand that nobody can know you until you have opened up your mouth and expressed your desires, expressed your fears, talks about your experience, your dreams, what you've accomplished, what you've been through. When you express all of that, that's when people can really get to know you. But just by looking at your face, that's just the external vehicle. So that's why I was explaining to my students, that when you look at the external, the superficial, the surface of everything, like the skin, you're only looking at about 2 or 5% of something. The reality of everything is inside. What is making everything move is inside. But most of it we discover by reading about it. We know about the body mostly from outside, but when it comes to how the brain functions, how the stomach functions, how the intestine functions, we can just open ourselves up and take it out to see it with our senses and taste it and smell. We'll kill ourselves in the process. We can even open our brain and we will kill ourselves to see that. No, we have to depend on knowledge. So all the senses are only able to enable us to see only 2% or to 5% of something. The other 95% is revealed by words. They are the words of people that have studied and given us their observation, and therefore we appropriate the rest of the knowledge just by reading it. For years, people thought that we were the center of the world because our senses deceived us. We thought we see the world, the sun rise on one end of the earth and the sun settle on the other end. So we say, oh, yeah, that's definitely. We are here in the world, the sun is the one coming around us, because that's how our senses deceived us. So by their own senses, most people were being deceived because they will see that the sun came out on one end and it rested to the other. So, we are standing still and the sun is the one moving around us. We are the center of the universe. And even the church went along with that for years, And sadly to say that is not the case. Now we've discovered. And even though we still say, through our eyesight, with the sun still comes on one side and the sun on the other, through the knowledge that we receive, we know that we are revolving around the sun. And the sun more or less, is more in the center than we are the center. Because knowledge tells us that, the observations and everything, and now that we have traveled to the stars, we've proven that that's the case. We've proven that that's how all the galaxies and all the suns work as well. All right? So, you got to understand that it's knowledge that has the preeminence. Words have the preeminence. They are the ones that teach you the 98%. 98 to 95% of everything else. When we look at the universe and we see the stars and everything, a lot of scientists do not know anything about the dark matter. The blackness of the sky. They know that there's a whole lot of hidden properties there that we have yet to discover. We haven't even scratched the surface. because we haven't even gotten into that region yet. We are trying to find a way of measuring what happens in there. But the Word knows, and the Word will reveal it to us in His due time. So that's what we need to understand here. So if you're going to be wise, you're going to listen to words and make the words be your leader. You're going to have to learn to love instruction and follow instruction and become intimate with the order of words. Because to follow instruction is to follow order of words. And therefore you become useful for a lot of people. And that's the whole idea here. That's what I'm trying to get you back into, employing the word for the way God employed it. Using like I said, when I was there at the beginning, there's a Trinity involved. There's a Spirit, the source from which the word is going to come out. When you open the word and you send it out with what? With air. So your soul, invisible soul, can only be known by the things that you say. So you have to use the word. So every time you say the word, that's like us giving birth to a son. It's coming out to express who you are. And so you're happy with your words because your words are telling exactly what you want, what you're thinking, what you feel. So you're very, very pleased with your own words because your own words are able to do that. So that's why God says, this is my beloved word. This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. Because everything I think, I feel, I want, He is expressing it. He's talking about me. So that's what God was happy with His son, because His son was His word that was coming out of Him. And He was being carried by the Spirit. So there was the Trinity. The Father, who is invisible, was revealing Himself through His Son. He that has seen the Son has seen the Father, said Jesus. You understand? There was a Trinity involved in that process. So this is, it seems like a great mystery, but that's something that is common. In communication, a Trinity is involved there. So that's a magnificent thing to remember, that we have to do that. So that's why I'm trying to convey to you how important it is, to live for words. And to understand that without words we cannot reveal ourselves. We will not know who we are. We will not even have our own identity. We will only be like a blob of flesh, and that's it. It is the word that distinguishes, that makes us understand that I am who I am. I am Zacharias Castro, Zacharias David Emmanuel Castro, and you are who you are. And you don't necessarily give yourself those names. Your own parents give it to you. So everything is prepared to you by the word. Even your own name is prepared to you. You don't even have to be worrying about how to name yourself. No worries about that. So the word is a fantastic caretaker. All right. So as we learn here, let's understand that the word has the preeminence. It comes before all things, and it's the one that regulates all businesses, all industry. And therefore we need to bow down, before the word, and to understand what position we have been given that we can carry words, and therefore be careful how to utilize those words. Because the Bible says, for by every word, for every word that you speak, you have to give an account to God. Because like I said, since the word reveals who God is, and we are given, the ability to carry His Son in us, to carry words, we're going to have to give an account to God as to the way we employ the words. Because His words that is running everything. And we can either run it up in such a way that we can lift it up to be everything to be restored, renewed, and refreshed, or we can bring it down to the ground and just consume the goodness that is in all the earth, and just live in this life to just do away with everything else. And in doing away with everything else, we're not expressing the best of who our Maker is. So let us think about it. Let's do the right thing, and let us learn in this fast to acquire the meat from the Word, that we may enter into the mindset of our Maker, and we may enjoy His company. So that's for today.